All right, let's talk about getting you to Canada. I know you've probably heard it all before, but what if I told you there's a shortcut? A kind of secret bridge that gets you there way faster than you ever thought possible. Let's jump right in.
So, be honest. Are you tired of playing the points game? Constantly refreshing that Express entry page, staring at your CRS score, just waiting. It's maddening, right? It feels like you're just a number in a giant lottery. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about how to completely sidestep that entire system.
This right here, this is the secret that changes everything. Seriously, forget about the points. Forget about the competition. It all boils down to one simple thing. One Canadian employer saying yes. That's it. That one single yes is the key that unlocks the door to Canada for you.
Okay, so that yes from an employer, that's what builds our secret bridge. This isn't just a different path, it's a strategy that completely flips the old way of doing things upside down. It puts you in control, getting you to Canada first before you even think about PR. So, what is the strategy? It's called the work permit first strategy. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Instead of waiting around for years overseas for your PR to come through, you focus all your energy on one thing, getting a work permit. You move here, you start working, you start earning, and this is the crucial part, you apply for your permanent residency from inside Canada. It's a total game changer. Okay, let's just bust some myths right now, because I know what you're thinking. Oh, but I need a job from a giant company, or I don't have a Canadian degree. Nope, you don't. You also don't need perfect English scores, and you can totally forget about being in the Express entry pool. This whole approach is way more accessible than you think.
So you're probably asking, how do I actually do this? Well, it comes down to 3 incredibly powerful, fast-track pathways that are literally designed to get people like you into Canada. And I mean fast.
All right, here they are, your 3 main options. You've got the global talent stream for all you tech folks. We're talking 2 weeks. Then there's the Francophone Mobility Program, if you speak some French. And get this, that's a 72-hour turnaround. And finally, the intra-company transfer, if you're with a global company. See the pattern here? The keyword is speed.
Let's dive into the first one, the global talent stream. Think of this as Canada's VIP lane for tech and STEM pros. Why does it exist? Simple. Canadian tech companies are absolutely desperate for talent. And here's a little insider tip for you. The government actually keeps a list of pre-approved companies, so you know exactly who to target.
And the timeline, seriously, it's just wild. 2 weeks. That's not a typo. 14 days from the moment your employer hits submit on the application to you holding that work permit. It's an absolute game changer. So, what's the game plan? It's actually pretty straightforward. First, you hunt down those pre-approved employers on the government list. Then you apply for jobs. And yes, you can do this from overseas. Once you get that job offer, the employer takes care of the application on their end. Simple as that. Okay, pathway number 2, the Francophone Mobility Program. Now listen up, because if you speak even a little bit of French, this is your golden ticket. And I mean for any skilled job outside of Quebec. The biggest myth here is that you need to be perfectly fluent. You don't. A CLB5 is just conversational. It's about being able to get by, not write a novel.
72 hours. Just let that sink in for a second. That's 3 days. You could literally get a job offer on a Monday and have your work permit approved by Thursday. That's how badly Canada wants people with French language skills.
And finally, our third pathway, the intra-company transfer. This one's for you if you already work for a big multinational company that has an office in Canada. It's designed to let you transfer over as a manager or a specialist. The key thing you have to show is that you've got some kind of specialized knowledge that's really important for the Canadian branch. And even this route is still super fast. We're talking 4 to 8 weeks. That's it, to make a move across the world within your own company. When you compare that to the years people wait for traditional PR, this is an absolute sprint. So let's map this whole thing out. What does this journey actually look like? In the first 6 months, you're finding that employer and getting your work permit. By month 7, boom, you're in Canada, starting your new job. Then, after just 1 year of working, you apply for your PR. And within about 2 years from the start, you can be a permanent resident. And the best part? You're not waiting overseas. You're here, living your life, and earning a Canadian salary that whole time.
Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great, but is it real? And I get it. It sounds almost too good to be true. So don't just take my word for it. Let's look at some real people with real stories who've done exactly this.
First up, I want you to meet Amina. She's a talented web developer from Ghana, and her dream was to work in Ottawa's booming tech scene. But she had one big worry: she didn't have a university degree.
But that didn't stop her. Amina used the global talent stream. She targeted a handful of startups on LinkedIn, just 8 of them, and landed a job. Her work permit? Approved in 12 days, and she became a permanent resident in less than 2 years. Her advice is pure gold. I didn't need a degree. I needed a portfolio. It was her skill that mattered, not a diploma.
All right, next up is Jean-Pierre, an amazing chef from Haiti. And his story is so important because he thought Canada only wants tech people, right? They don't want a chef. He almost didn't even try.
But he had that conversational French, so he gave the Francophone Mobility Program a shot. He emailed a dozen restaurants out in beautiful British Columbia, got an offer, and, you guessed it, his work permit was approved in 72 hours. I love what he said. I thought Canada only wanted engineers. Turns out, they want people who feed families. So powerful.
And one more for you. Fatoumata, a project manager from Senegal. She didn't have to look for a new job at all. She was already working for a global company, so she smartly used the intra-company transfer to move to their Toronto office, and it only took a few weeks. See? Amina, Jean-Pierre, Fatoumata, these are real people, just like you, using these strategies.
All right, you've seen the pathways, you've heard the stories, you're feeling inspired, right? Good. Now it is time to turn that feeling into action. I'm talking about your personal launch plan, and it starts right now. This is not a someday list. This is your next 72 hours list. Ready? Number 1, choose your pathway. Are you a GTS, FMP, or ICT person? Just pick one. Number 2, find 5 potential employers. Just 5. Do it today. Number 3, send 3 application emails. Not 20, just 3. Don't perfect it, just send it. Today. And finally, if you need that language test, get online and book it. Go. This is about momentum. Look, here's the bottom line. Just by knowing what you know now, you are already ahead of 99% of the people out there who are still stuck playing that pointless points game. You have the map to the secret bridge. Your new life in Canada isn't some far-off dream. It's a decision, and it's waiting for you to make it.